Yeah.
Okay. So the reason we have to test this, by the way, is because math and workshop logic do not go well together.
Okay.
Basically, oh, Doom Persist that's at 10,000 HP. Oops, I should change that.
uh,
We should definitely fix that before I get carried away.
Let me swap over.
So basically, I just need like a dummy to get the damage numbers right to hit. But like the problem is because I'm using things that buff your damage like retroactively, like event ability damage increases. You can't use simple workshop scripts to like, do a damage overlay because it's just gonna not give you a straight answer. And
Okay.
also the math doesn't work out super well because I don't know why. Like this is the most broken thing ever because say for example, Doomfist Slam does 50 damage. That's what it does, okay? And I set his damage scaler to 90. 90% of 50 is 45. Very easy to understand, right?
Yeah.
But if I then take a rule that says anytime you do damage with Seismic Slam, increase the damage by this percentile, in which case I'm using 1.1 repeating, which should put it back to 100%, that should be 50 again. Problem is, it's not 50. Basic math and workshop logic do not get along very well, as it would turn out. Here's the.
I was gonna say, is it calculating off of like your default variable instead of your change variable, or what's? Or do you have any idea?
I have no idea. I genuinely don't know. I wish I knew. But so, for example, that's exactly the setup I've got. Doomfist is 90% damage, but his rocket punch has been scaled back up to 100. So in theory, if I hit you with a max charge punch and it hits no wall, it should be 75 damage. But it's not 75 damage, is it?
I'm at 526, 74 damage.
Exactly. It's not correct for some reason.
Okay.
That's what's so frustrating about it. It's just not quite correct. Is why I need like a person to help me dummy test this. Getting it right for Reinhardt was such that really hurt. Just trying to get that the way it was. And of course I have to test basically every ability when this happens. Like at some point this just
well, it's also using floating, so like 0.111 is never going to be exactly
but
point.
The
You know what I mean?
can handle that math. I promise. It can. It does it all the time. I don't know why it doesn't do it accurately, but it does it every single step of the way. Here, to test that idea, I'm going to set this slightly higher. Give it a nice rounded variable, 1.12. We'll see what 1.12 gives us, right? Oh, also I got to test Meteor Strike with this as well, just to be sure. And then a few other things real quick while I'm at it. Okay, no, I see. It's getting truncated. That's what's happening. It's getting truncated. That's probably a problem. Can I rewrite this so it doesn't get truncated? Let's try that. It's very deceptive, right? Because you can read it in the rule, like the action list. It'll show you the 1.111 that I put in there, but then you open up the rule and see what it's actually reading it as, and it all of a sudden truncates to 1.12.
Yeah,
that's I didn't ask you to do that. Why did you do that?
That's what I mean. It's probably switching from a float to an integer and then back, right?
So stupid.
Okay,
integer, not integer, definitely not integer. Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna same story. There's the rocket punch.
526.
Still not quite there. What does Meteor Strike damage do though? Go back to 300 HP real quick.
You're good. 301.
Ooh. So it's close, but it's very close. Just gonna nudge it just a little bit further. But is that gonna truncate that then?
Because
1.12.
This is more of like I don't remember exactly, but I think health pools are limited to like 3 digits past. Yeah,
health pools. Even I set Doomfist's health to 40,000, but it gets cut to 10,000.
No, but I mean for like how do I articulate this? But yeah, you can only go to like you can only take away 0.111 health. You can't take away 0.1111 health. You know what I mean?
Probably. I thought this game handled like decimals properly because it can do like projectiles that do half a damage. That works just fine.
Yeah, this is like I say, this is like a small memory I have. I'm not even sure if I can't even guarantee it, but I think in a developer interview, your health pools are limited to 3 digits at the end, but you can still do different variations of
three
damage.
decimal places?
3 decimal places, what I'm saying, 3 digits. Yeah, 3 decimal places. Oh.
Okay, I think this. We'll see if this number works out. Just try every number in the game
Just keep...
before see if it works. What do we got? Did I go too far? Yay or nay? This should do 300 damage.
Whoops,
well,
I didn't. I
use
tapped
your
my
heal,
right
that's
click like
not
an
gonna
idiot.
work.
Yeah, there you go. 301.
Still!
It's 299. 299.
I thought that rocket punch. Is that doing anything different?
There you go.
Very, very frustrating. Working with this.
74. Yo, Placid, what's going on, dude? How you doing today?
Very creative. Let's see. Okay, so in the other rule that Lemon has over here, you can force the rule to do math to get a more accurate reading. Like, for example, in the not that one, sorry. The when to stop self-heal, it will... Where the heck is this rule? It's in here somewhere. Hang on. Check for... Nope, not that one. Did I lose it? Is this rule even in the code? Did we get rid of this? Hang on. No way. FPS pack. What in the world?
Sec, I'm gonna...
Interesting. Oh my god, this is...
Placid,
I haven't
finally
actually gone
rolled.
through most of this after Lemon says he touched something up, and I'm like,
Got
just
a
now
losing
realizing
streak?
just how like
Nice.
in-depth this is sometimes. Like, dude, this guy's cracked. There it is, right there. So you can actually force the game to do math and get a more accurate reading. Oh, that's so strange. I wonder if that could work in this rule right now, too.
I feel like that's what it's doing then. It's flipping between floating and integer, right?
I guess so. Okay, in that case, let me do this. I'm going to rewrite this rule to instead be what it is right now. I'm going to force it to do the calculation as in real time. That actually sounds like a bad idea, because that's just going to create more script load.
Yeah,
is there not a better way to do this? I'm going to try it. First of all,
just try it, right? Like, you never know.
And I'm going to turn the script load tracker on real quick, just so I can see that happening as well. Do you? Okay. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. This guy right here. You need to be different. What number is this supposed to be? Hang on, bust up the calculator on this one. Where are you taking me, by the way?
I don't know.
75.8. 220? Okay, 220 times 1.173 goes to... Huh. That's just not right at all.
Actually, you know what, too? I might be able to take a look and see. It might be a Python IDE that works just fine with it, because they used a Python library to obfuscate the 6v6 game code, right? So
yeah, that's right. At this point, I don't necessarily feel like we need to bother with any of their code. I think we're so far gone from what they do. It's just like not even worth looking at theirs anymore.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying for like a proper IDE, right? So you guys can actually work in
This is true.
Where you can actually compare versionings. Like that was a big thing I was looking at the other day. And I'd have to set up a proper prompt for GPT to do it, but you can actually, compare versions, do like a GitHub version of it, or a proper get of your code, right? And then we can kind of instantly roll back things.
Okay, so I just rewrote this to force it to do a calculation in the rule, so it's like your damage is set lower, and then it forces you to add more damage to it, but instead of it just being a multiplier, it instead divides that number by a bigger number, so it gets an accurate multiplier and then uses that number that it just divided to give you what it should add.
Jesus, okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's workshop for you. That's workshop development. Does it sound fun? Because it truly is.
It just sounds like we're making a Minecraft plugin, okay? It works the exact same way.
Oh god, I've made my fair share of Minecraft plugins. Holy shit, I did not like working in Java. I think Java might be my least favorite programming language. Alright, here we go. Here's the moment of truth. Does this backwards ass calculation method work?
Crash the server in a single punch.
Yeah, watch it.
Up to 70.
70?
There you go. Sorry, 75 damage. Yeah, server loads up to 70.
Oh, it's 75? Oh, the
Yeah,
server load went pretty high, did it?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me
Server
look
load
at it
hit 70, but I got. Okay, sorry. I'm just.
No, I'm looking at server load now. It does go pretty high. Okay, that might not be that feasible then.
But it
That
does
might
exactly
not.
75 damage, so.
Of course it does, because of course it does. The one that actually works does exactly what I need it to do. Oh, it's so problematic. What about Meteor Strike, though?
I should have stepped. Yeah.
Problem is, you gotta stand directly in there.
I'm throwing, okay? I'm at 299, so it did 301.
So now it's going slightly over. But it is more accurate, I guess. If we can get the rocket punch working.
Yeah.
It is a little bit more accurate. That's cool, I guess.
If it's off by like 1 or 2, you know, just be like, yeah, I perfectly balanced it. We found that 74 damage was better.
Just bullshit it. Like, yeah. I meant to do that.
It changes a whole bunch of breakpoints, all right? That's the big thing. You're like...
I'm looking here, and I'm thinking... Ongoing each... Okay. Cool. Okay. Very cool. That should be good for Doomfist then. His damage is... I'm not even going to test it again. I'm just going to say, fuck it, it works. That works perfectly fine to me.
Hit me again with... Hold on, hit me again with your ult. Just, I want to see... Yeah, 299.
301 damage. I buffed it to 301. I'm not going to write that down. I'm not writing that down. I'm not going to put out a patch that says, yeah, I buffed Meteor Strike's damage to 301, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. We figured that, what is it? You know, Doomfist, after he takes this Widow shot to the head, and, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. I want to try one more thing, because I am, again, about script load. The whole point of why I'm going to be adjusting this is because we were crashing the game. So if I can find a better way to do that. What if I just store that as a variable? Hang on. I might have something here. Let me cook. Guess that would be way more efficient, I think. It doesn't really change much, does it? There's got to be a better way to do this.
What do you think? Just manually rebuild it with variables?
Okay, so actual like damage numbers flat will never work because you can't use that to scale for any damage boost you're being applied with.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Okay, let's try this.
Well, like I use variables. I use variables for the chasing for the multiplier for the size of Orisa.
Yeah.
But I just did it for the multiplier for the size instead, which scaled a little differently. Yeah, it was weirdest workaround to get it actually smooth. What am I doing here, Hog?
Not leave a broken word behind.
Okay, let's do Meteor Strike real quick. That was the one that was a little off.
299, yeah, 301.
Still 299. Okay.
301 damage, yep.
Well, at least it's a little bit more efficient on the script, and we're gonna keep it at 301, just so we're happy. I'm gonna go back to spawn and swap to Reinhardt because I do need to check to see if pin is also working as intended. Let's see here. All right, here goes. What is this number going to be? What is the magic number today?
I'm at 347, so...
Sorry, 347?
Yeah, so 253. Yeah, 253.
Whack. Let's try this again. Let's try something crazy.
I'm gonna make his charge 300 again.
I don't know about 300. I'm gonna go 275. Split the diff. That's what it is on live. That seems more reasonable.
Ah, it was 300 before they nerfed the fuck out of it.
I know, right? But also at the same time, you can cancel charge now. So fishing for it's kind of like less threatening to yourself.
I guess. And yeah.
25 damage is all we're cutting it by. I mean,
No,
if you're really talking about like in terms of Overwatch 1 Reinhardt versus Overwatch 2 Reinhardt, even in the 66 environment, he's gotten a lot of buffs, strictly speaking. Armor is just better overall.
I was gonna say, I still think.
Okay.
Oops, I was gonna go into this wall. I still think across the board tanks are probably too powerful, but we're not. We don't have.
No, tanks, my beloved, too powerful.
Yeah.
What does he mean by this?
I'm at 341. So 259.
Wow, this is so weird. God, the math is always just wrong. It's wrong every single time. Okay, no, hold on. No. So it is just bad math on the workshop's part because I just used the same solution I just did. I cooked up for Doomfist to do this with Reinhardt. It's still wrong. it's like somehow setting your damage scaler. Oh my God, is that it? That better not be it. I think we've encountered a similar situation like this with Ultimate Generations. I think the added damage being dealt by these abilities is also getting affected by the damage scaler. That is so weird. So however much damage I want to add, I have to add an extra percentage on top of that in order to account for the damage scaler reducing it when it gets applied.
Oh, Jesus.
Very strange. Can I calculate that? I wonder. Now that I know what to account for, I bet you I can figure this out. In which case, this is Reinhardt has his damage scaler set to 80. Okay. So we'll start with is charge 275 on live?
I don't know on live actually. 1 second, let me check.
I'm pretty sure it's
Right,
275.
right.
If it's not 275, then I've got a problem here.
Reinhardt. Oh, I don't know. The wiki's not always correct, but we'll take a peek.
Okay,
Charge, yeah, 275.
Need to buff it by 1.25, which means
It's 50. 1 second, it says 275 pin to wall, 50 on the collision without pin.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So if this is the case, I want to do a 1.25 multiplier as a base, which means that this is adding 275 minus 220. It's adding 55 damage, which is actually getting cut to 44. It's adding 44 damage because of the damage scaler. Right. Okay. So if I wanted to add 15 more... Oh, this is just going to be recursive, isn't it? Ew. Oh, that's gross. I do not like that. But that would mean if I do 1, 2, 3, this works. Okay. If high school taught me anything, this works first try. High school math taught me anything. This just works.
Well, I think what you learn when you're outside of high school is it never works first try.
we could believe for just a second that it will work. Trust me.
Placid's saying, as a Sigma player, grasp nerfs when? I don't know.
Grasp nurse? I didn't think about nerfing that, though. Like, I mean, it seems okay, right?
It doesn't seem terrible. I'm at 315. Yeah.
Damn it! So close, so close. Okay, so I guess it stops accounting for itself at some point? Is it just doing it once? I don't know. I don't know. It's so strange.
Did you peek at all at the that video with the game developer stuff showing off the node-based system they use for making heroes?
I did, and a lot of it just went over my head. I don't. I don't know. I don't really work that complex project structure very well.
Well, it makes
I'm
sense.
still learning.
It makes sense to me that when you pull in like a function from the workshop, that you're not just dealing with the flat numbers that it's telling you. You're actually pulling in like a whole node structure from whatever they've pre-built, right? Like, it's
Could be anything.
yeah.
Could be anything. God, this game runs on like the strangest code base. Like this, man, it is barely working.
I'm 324, so
Ooh.
276.
Okay, so I guess we're at the point where it's like going to just be 1 damage off again, and there's not that much I can do about that.
It's perfect balance. Like it needs to be.
It's just perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
That extra 1 damage changes breakpoints across the board that you've done this math and done the testing for, and yeah.
Well, at the very least, we know that Doomfist won't crash our game anymore because he's not calling a script like every time he lands a pellet. Thank God. How did that never crash the game for like the 3 or 4 versions we've been running with that patch?
Yeah, like
why did it just happen like 3 or 4 times in one night, and it's okay for 2 weeks straight? I don't get it. It's like, what in the world, man?
We definitely had more Doomfist players that day though, or last time. Like people were not playing that much Doom, so
gotta be something like that. I swear. Okay, put everything back to the way it was and save this as the new version. And then I'm gonna go ahead and see about making the 5v6 game mode. Is that something you're wanting to try to run here on Sunday, by the way?
Yeah, well, if you built it, dude, I'll gladly host it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Like, yeah. I was a little bit lazy. I felt really shitty last week. I think I had stomach problems or something, so I was not in the designing mood at all at the time, but or the creative mood at all at the time. That's what we just did, kind of like open.
Tummy ache. That's the best time for me to design stuff for some reason. I don't know. I just hit the grind whenever I'm not feeling good.
Oh no, I couldn't. It was just not in the mindset. But yeah, no, for sure. If we build it, then this Sunday I'll host it.